Before the silicon chips and the glowing screens, the word computer didn't describe a machine, it described a person. For centuries, humans looked at the stars or the harvest and needed to count. We built tools to help us, the abacus, the astrolabe, but the dream was always bigger. We wanted a mind made of metal. London, 1837. A mathematician named Charles Babbage dreamed up a monster. He called it the Analytical Engine. It was a cathedral of brass gears and steam. It had a memory, a processor, and a printer. It was the first true design for a general-purpose computer, but it was too complex to be built in his lifetime. But a machine is useless without a language. Enter Ada Lovelace. While others saw a calculator, she saw a machine that could manipulate symbols, even music. She wrote the very first algorithm intended to be processed by a machine. She was the world's first computer programmer, a century before the first computer was even built. Fast forward to the 1930s, the world was on the brink of war. A brilliant mind, Alan Turing, proposed a theoretical machine, a universal machine that could compute anything that was computable. He laid the mathematical foundation for everything your smartphone does today. Then came the giants. World War II demanded speed. We built the ENIAC. It wasn't made of gears, but of 18,000 vacuum tubes. It weighed 30 tons and filled an entire room. When they turned it on, lights dimmed in Philadelphia. It was hot, it was fragile, and it had to be rewired by hand for every new task. But it was fast. But the computer couldn't conquer the world while it was the size of a house. In 1947, 3 scientists at Bell Labs invented a tiny device called the transistor. It did the same job as those hot vacuum tubes, but it was the size of a fingernail. This was the spark. The computer began to shrink. Transistors got smaller. Then we figured out how to print millions of them onto a single wafer of silicon, the integrated circuit. Suddenly, the power of the 30-ton ENIAC fit into a chip the size of a coin. Space missions used them, businesses used them, the digital age had arrived. In the 1970s and 80s, the computer left the lab and entered the living room. Hobbyists in garages, names like Jobs and Wozniak, built machines you could type on. Screens lit up in bedrooms. We went from calculating missile trajectories to playing Pong and writing letters. The computer became personal. Then we connected them. The internet created a global brain, and then we shrank them again. The smartphone in your pocket is millions of times more powerful than the computers that sent Apollo to the moon. We carry the sum of human knowledge in our hands. From brass gears to quantum bits, we are now teaching computers to think for themselves with artificial intelligence. We have come a long way from the abacus, but in many ways, we are just getting started. The story of the computer isn't finished. We are still writing it.